All right, today we're going to start getting ready for proofs, and we're going to be practicing statement and reasons. It's very important when you are writing down the then part and the reason why that you are very specific and that your notation is accurate. So that's what we're going to be practicing as we go through this today. So the first one here we have our if segment BE bisects segment TO at Z, then we would know that Z is the midpoint of segment TO. And the reason why would be a definition, which we can abbreviate, of a segment, which we can abbreviate bisector. Our second one is, if we are given the picture and we have a line segment there, we are then able to say that WE plus ET is going to equal WT. And our reason or why for that is the segment addition postulate. Number 3, if E is the midpoint of segment WT, then what we know is that segment WE is congruent to segment ET, and we know that because that's the definition of a midpoint. Number 4, if we are given the diagram below and we're looking at angle 1 and angle 2, what we want to do is identify that angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. And the Y would be definition of vertical angles. If we are told in number 5 that we have angle 3 and angle 9, that they are vertical angles, then what we know is that angle 3 must be congruent to angle 9. And the reason behind there would be our vertical angle theorem. If we are told that angle 3 and angle 9 are both right angles, then angle 3 must be congruent to angle 9. And our reasoning or why behind that is all right angles are congruent. If we are told that angle 3 is a right angle, then we know the measure of angle 3 must equal 90 degrees. And the reason why behind that is definition of a right angle. If we're told that the measure of angle 3 is 90, then we know that angle 3 is a right angle because of the definition of a right angle. Okay, if we go to the next page. If we are given line M is perpendicular to line Y, and we're looking at angle 3, then what we know is that angle 3 is a right angle. And our reason there is definition of perpendicular. If angle 3 and angle 9 are complementary, then we know the measure of angle 3 and the measure of angle 9 must equal 90 degrees. Our reason why? The definition of complementary. If we are told the measure of angle 5 plus the measure of angle 6 is equal to 90 degrees, then we know that angle 5 and angle 6 are complementary. The reason why? Definition of complementary. If we are told the measure of angle 7 plus the measure of angle 8 equals 180 degrees, then what we know is that the angle 7 and angle 8 are supplementary. The reason for that? Definition of supplementary. If we're told that angle 14 and angle 15 are supplementary, we then know something about their measures. We know that the measure of angle 14 plus the measure of angle 15 is going to equal 180 degrees. And that is the definition of supplementary. And then our last one, number 14 here, we have two parallel lines, P and M, and we're looking at angles 1 and 2, and we identify angle 1 and angle 2 as linear pairs. And the Y, definition of linear pairs.